Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Monday, the 23rd day of March for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson O'Bronick, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door this morning, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. A big showdown coming up in the NCAA basketball tournament for the Nebraska men's team. The Huskers will play Iowa in the Sweet 16 coming up on Thursday night in Houston. Game time will be at 6:30 on Thursday. Huskers picking up an exciting win over Vanderbilt on Saturday. The Hawkeyes knocking off defending national champion and number one seed Florida in action yesterday, 73-72 in a game played in Tampa. So we'll kind of set the stage on what's ahead for the Huskers, and we'll look back at that exciting win over Vanderbilt on Saturday. The season is over for the Nebraska women's basketball team. They lost to Baylor on Friday in the second round of the NCAA tournament. The Nebraska baseball team had a successful weekend at Michigan. The Nebraska softball team swept Michigan State over the weekend. Season is over for the Hastings College women's basketball team. They lost to St. Francis of Indiana on Friday in the round of 16 at the NAIA National Tournament, actually on Thursday of last week. The baseball team lost a couple of games at Morningside yesterday after sweeping 2 games with Dakota Wesleyan on Friday. We'll see what the schedule looks like for the Bronco baseball team here this week. The softball team losing a couple of tough games up in Mitchell, South Dakota against Dakota Wesleyan. Had some high school baseball played around the area over the weekend. And we'll have some high school baseball this week here on Extreme Sports. So it's going to be a busy day today. We'll get some comments from Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg coming up concerning the Vanderbilt game on Saturday. We'll also hear from Vanderbilt head coach Mark Byington on the show today. So all that and more is coming up for you as you wake up and get going here with Mike and Tyson on Huddle Up. We'll also update the bracket challenge as we welcome in Tyson O'Bronick from the Western Studios. Good morning.
We can just gloss over the bracket challenge, right? Like, we don't have to go into a deep dive detail on everybody's current standings, right? Like, we can just send it in and just say, well, that's March. That's what happens in March. Chaos happened. I think last year's bracket, the page 3 bracket that had all the upsets, that was the better strategy moving into this season. What a fun weekend of basketball! And I always have a number 1 seed going down to an 8 or 9 seed. That is a tradition that I've always done with my bracket. I just picked the wrong 1 seed. Florida goes down to Iowa yesterday. We were literally joking about it. I mean, first of all, the odds and the comfortability that we felt going into that Sweet 16 matchup, a round of 32 match with Vanderbilt was kind of iffy anyways, because it was like, man, we got that first great win, and now we're going into the weekend, and this will be a test. We'll see where the ceiling goes. And I think I was just kind of half-heartedly joking, like, oh, what if it's Iowa? Nudge, nudge. Well, the nudge turned into a shove, and the Iowa game last night, that was fun to watch as top-seeded Florida goes down. And never have I cheered so hard for a team to win, knowing in the back of my mind that I'm going to absolutely turn that around in a week and be your most bitter enemy. I want to watch Iowa, Nebraska. That's theater. It's a season series that was split this season. Both games had controversy and drama, and now you get the opportunity to settle this in the Sweet 16. Are you kidding me? Bitter rivals playing in the Sweet 16 with an opportunity to advance their season, and somebody gets the really kind of the last laugh. This is the biggest matchup in this quote-unquote rivalry. This is starting to make it feel more like a rivalry. I have never felt, since we have joined the Big Ten, Mike, that Iowa has been a rival until maybe this week. And now I want to beat their ass.
Yeah, I found myself yesterday kind of split emotions because I had Florida in my bracket, and I
Right?
had Florida advancing well into the tournament. But then I sat down yesterday and says, you know what? When Iowa had the lead early, I says, wouldn't that be cool? A Nebraska-Iowa matchup in the Sweet 16 of the tourney. And then I found myself, I didn't give a shit about my bracket anymore. No, I didn't care. I didn't care. I said, you know what? I'd rather see Nebraska and Iowa in the NCAA tournament because I didn't think we had a a great chance to beat Florida. And now the matchup, me and my wife were sitting there watching games last night. I said, what happens? I said, I like the matchup with Iowa. In fact, Nebraska is a favorite to beat Iowa on Thursday. What happens if Nebraska beats Iowa on Thursday? I was looking ahead to a possible Saturday matchup. I said, who are we going to play on Saturday?
Well, I told
and then
you.
I found out it's probably going to be Houston. But
Houston, maybe. I don't know. I have Houston going out this round, so which, don't take my word for it. Look at my bracket score, and that tells you how much I know about college basketball.
Yeah, we're going to get to that here next.
No, we're not. We're just going to gloss over it. I'm going to take as long as I can on this possible segment so we don't have to dive into the bracket standings.
You're going to get me to the news break?
We're gonna filibuster this segment out to 30 minutes here. Well, I told you Friday, man. I said if we beat Vanderbilt, we remove the ceiling. The ceiling in terms of how far can we go? It gets erased. I'm at this point. Seriously, I'm enjoying the ride. I think we've already had the icing on the cake. I think we've already had the cherry on top. I mean, we've had the two back-to-back greatest moments of this basketball team in the history of the school. And I truly believe it. Our two best moments have been 1 and 2 over the course of the last 72 hours. In that Vanderbilt game, did we not say that was going to be theater? Did we not say that was going to be a very fun matchup? It proved to be the best game all weekend. And I think you throw Florida and Iowa into that mix, and maybe the unfortunately, I'm going to twist the dagger a little bit. I thought the St. Joseph's Kansas matchup yesterday was incredible. With St. Joe's coming down and making that layup right at the buzzer to knock out the Jayhawks, and I know we've got some ruffled feathers this morning and some wounded birds that are coming into the live lobby. And for our Jayhawk fans, I get it. This is why you are so into college basketball. It's been fun. This is the most fun. I can't remember a time, and it probably has never happened in my life, where I've been so involved in the NCAA basketball tournament, and my bracket is eliminated. I don't care. There's no reason for me to continue to watch. The first 48 hours are over, and I'm out of the running, and yet I'm still locked in on the NCAA basketball tournament. This has been the most exciting season of college basketball ever, and it's all due to Fred Hoiberg. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be the first person with a chisel and some tools and a hard hat to start building that statue outside Pinnacle Bank Arena for him. Fred Hoiberg, just give him a lifetime contract. He's my coach forever. I'm never going to diss the guy.
All right, so the Huskers and Iowa coming up on Thursday. Had some folks that went down to Oklahoma City. My daughter and her husband and Riken, they all went down to Oklahoma City. So they were texting me some stuff from down there over the weekend. The Nebraska fans turned out in droves. I mean, there was a bunch of Husker fans down there, and all they did is drank beer the entire weekend. They were talking to some of the restaurants down there.
Toby Keith's bar.
And the bars down there. They said they served more beer while Nebraska was in town than when OKC won the NBA championship in their own damn city.
Did you see you saw the graphic from FanDuel, right? The decibel meter.
I saw that.
At the OK, so it's the home of the Thunder is where we played this weekend.
Yeah.
The decibel meter was broken by Nebraska fans and not the Thunder fans when they won a championship.
Yeah, that's what they said when OKC won the championship in the NBA. They didn't go through as much beer as they did with the Nebraska fans down there. So obviously the Nebraska fans were having a good time, and there was reason to celebrate.
It said Toby Keith's bar ran out of Busch Light.
Yeah, my daughter actually had a drink of Coors Light the first time ever in her life. They drank them out of beer.
Yeah.
And they said the beer trucks were rolling into OKC on Saturday because it was such a big Friday night push for beer. Beer trucks were rolling in right and left. So, anyway.
And we just got alcohol passed for our sporting events last year. Can you imagine the amount of revenue? We'd be sitting on stacks of cash. The university would be sitting on piles of cash if they would have done this a lot sooner. The amount of beer that Husker fans drink, we love our beer.
Anyway, hopefully all those fans will head down to Houston now.
Just keep going south.
Just keep on. I looked it up. It's like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
You're closer to Houston than you are to come back to Nebraska. Just keep driving.
Just take the week off. And, boss, I'm not going to be in all week. We decided we're going to Houston. So, all right. It's 7-11 as you wake up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. If you'd like to chime in with us, got some thoughts for the first couple of rounds of the NCAA tournament, and would like to join the discussion, you can. Call the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. The bracket challenge, we have nobody eligible for the $10,000 prize.
You think?
Yeah, nobody is going to win 60 games or more in our bracket challenge. That doesn't mean it's over because we're still going to award prizes and some cash to the top 4 people in our bracket challenge as far as the points are concerned. So we're still awarding points, and we'll have winners. The top 4 winners going to receive some cash and also some prizes, including some cooler sets. We've got some gift certificates to Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill, to Miscues, also to District 14 beer and pizza. We got 4 clubhouse seats to Fauner Park in Grand Island for Saturday, April 18th. They were donated by Crane Gardens up in Grand Island. We've got some wine from Vista Winery up in St. Paul. We've got a portable grill and smoker we're going to be giving away. So all that and more is coming up as we wrap up the challenge here in a couple of weeks. But as far as the $10,000 prize is concerned, nobody is going to win 60 games in our bracket challenge. So that is out the door. To bring you up to date on the standings, IT guy is hanging tough in there. He is in 5th place in the overall standings.
Well, they're at the bottom of our screen. You can see the top 3. I see grandson.
Marcus.
I see grandson's pretty smart.
We're going to get to that in a second. Marcus, I'm recapping our people.
You really don't have to do this.
It's a slow death.
You don't have to do this.
Marcus, who helps us out quite a bit, he is in 77th place. I am tied for 13th right now. And Tyson, after his performance last year, who we kidded him all year long about being on page 3 of our standings, you got to go way, 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 way down. Keep on
going.
strolling.
Keep going.
Keep on going. When you think that you're going to see Tyson's name, no, keep on scrolling. Keep using the scrolling wheel on your mouse.
It's a slow start.
Down there, I finally found you. I said, he can't be that bad. So I finally found you this morning. You're tied for 130th place.
Let's go.
Last year, you blamed it on your first couple of rounds where you had a bunch of upsets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this year, I think you went chalk in... Then we had a bunch of upsets.
I had a bunch of upsets too. I just had the wrong upsets. Like like we missed the mark on the Cinder. We blew the Chiefs Challenge this weekend too. So if that's any indication, it didn't go well. And I told you that of the Chiefs Challenge, the 5 that I was going to play were going to be also played on my bracket, and they were, and it didn't work. We also had a couple Cinderellas sliding into the Sweet 16. St. Louis, that was my 8-9 versus a 1, right? We saw it happen. It happens seemingly every year in March, where an 8-9 will knock off a 1 on opening weekend, and there will be the quote-unquote bracket buster. And so I always try to find that one. I picked St. Louis over Michigan because I didn't think Michigan looked good down the stretch in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan flexed a little bit against St. Louis, and that was all she wrote. Poor Billikens took me out. I got taken out by my third favorite basketball team, so I'm not upset. Missouri didn't even get out of the opening round against Miami, so that was a mistake. But I'll tell you this: I have 6 of 8 Elite 8, and I have 4 of 4 Final 4. So as this bracket progresses, I'm not, oh my God, doom and gloom. We already are eliminated on day 1. I got 6 of 8 in the Elite 8, and I got 4 of 4 in Final 4, and so maybe there's a chance that this bracket salvages to 94th or something, and at least get in the top 100. But that's 130th.
You notice who is on top of the standings? We have a 10-year-old kid that is leading the bracket challenge.
I have a question. Don't you have to be 18 to accept cash prizes?
I'm not concerned about the cash. We'll award him the cash. I'm more concerned about the
fact that a 10-year-old
wine. Mom and Dad will drink the wine. Yeah, Mom and Dad will drink the wine. I think he can. Yeah, he can take 4 kids, 3 other kids from his school to Fauner Park, hang out up in the clubhouse. He can get up there. He can go down and eat some food down at Bullseye.
Rakin's going to learn how to cook on the grill.
No, that's for second place.
Oh wait, that was second place.
Yeah, so he'll get the cooler set. He can put all of his favorite drinks in his cooler set. Get $100 in cash.
Well, actually, he's tied for first. How convenient.
Is he tied for first?
He's tied for first with his mother.
God. Are you kidding me?
So they can take first and second prizes.
Are you kidding me? Is he actually tied for first?
That's what I'm reading on the bottom of the screen.
He
Riken 550, Amber 550.
Oh, no, it's 560 and 550.
Oh, I can't read. It's really small print.
Read.
Then you got Cornbread in there at third.
Yeah, I don't know who Cornbread is.
I think that's Jeff at CCC.
Okay, he's got Nebraska winning the national championship.
Let's go!
Geez, it's a Rosno bracket right now.
Rosno runaway.
Yeah, Riken's in first, Amber's in second, Dennis is in fourth. You've got Cornbread in there at third. IT guy is in fifth place right now, just ahead of Jason Neppel.
Let's go, Jason.
Yeah, he's in there. God, Jared Hackler's even in the top 10. He's in there at 8th. I didn't think he knew anything about basketball. Riken's got another bracket that he filled out. He's in 9th place. God. Are you kidding me?
It's March.
It's a 10-year-old kid that is leading our bracket challenge.
I won the Hastings Tribune bracket pool in 3rd grade, so it can be done.
So anyway, yeah, we got a long way to go, but right now we have a 10-year-old kid. Riken Rosno is leading our bracket challenge right now. By the way, we had some time yesterday. Me and the IT guy were together, and we were just looking through the bracket challenge and where we got our entries this year. It was amazing. The guy who was actually leading the bracket challenge going into yesterday was from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, that Spats guy that was leading the bracket challenge for the first round and a half. Mm-hmm. He was from Atlanta, Georgia. had an entry from Tennessee. We had several entries of our $10,000 Extreme Sports Bracket Challenge from Kansas. And we had entries from all over the state of Nebraska, just some of the places that entered our bracket challenge. So don't feel bad that you're sitting down there tied for 130th place. We had some pretty stiff competition enter the bracket challenge this year.
That's national flavor.
So, yeah, but we got a 10-year-old kid right now that's leading our bracket challenge.
That's awesome.
God, that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that we're beaten by Riken.
But, like, the embarrassment's not as bad, right? Like, Nebraska's still playing basketball. The embarrassment's not as bad. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's,
like,
that's why I said yesterday I didn't give a crap about my bracket because I wanted to see Nebraska and Iowa play Thursday.
I'm looking for the more palatable matchups to watch.
The entertainment. This is entertainment value,
right? So. Like, this is all gravy. This is all icing on the cake. Normally by this time of the year, after opening weekend of the national tournament,
you're looking forward to baseball.
I am totally locked in for baseball. Like, I am prepped. I am ready. There's like a little week and a half layover of just anxious butterflies to get the season started, which we will get the season started here this weekend. So yeah, looking forward to that. But there's still meaningful basketball happening, so I'm not totally switched over into baseball mode yet.
All right, if you missed the action over the weekend, the remaining teams left in the NCAA basketball tournament winning on Saturday. Michigan and Duke, both the number one seeds. Houston won, so did Michigan State, Texas, Illinois, Nebraska, and Arkansas. Then your winners on Sunday, number one seed winning was Arizona. Number one seed losing was Florida. They lost to Iowa. The other winners were Iowa State, UConn, Tennessee, St. John's, Alabama, and Purdue. Those are your 16 teams remaining in the NCAA men's college basketball tournament. A couple other notes. Longtime Kansas coach Bill Self said after Sunday's season-ending loss to St. John's that he has not yet made a decision about his coaching future. Self is 63. Of course, he's dealt with several health-related issues in recent years, so he doesn't know about his future coaching. His teams now at Kansas have failed to make it past the second round of the NCAA tournament for the fourth straight season. So the Jayhawk fans, I don't see them in the room so far this morning. I don't know where they are.
I have not seen a Kansas contingency from the live lobby yet. So
no, that's what I mean. I don't know where they are. So anyway, they haven't advanced past the second round of the NCAA tournament for 4 straight seasons now.
Yeah, that would be monumental shift in for Kansas basketball to have to endure a potential coaching change, right? So.
All right, so that's some news coming out of the tournament from yesterday. NASCAR over the weekend.
God dang.
God, I was terrible at that this weekend.
Oh, thank God, somebody else was too.
Beer tires, and bad decisions.
Bad decisions were made.
Bad decisions were made in my NASCAR pool this week. God, that was horrible.
More Hops Than Horsepower continues with its tradition of being the best fantasy NASCAR team in Stage 1 and the worst by the time the checkered flag happens. We did that again. Can we just stop calling it fantasy NASCAR and just calling it Tyler Reddick wins everything?
What is going on with that?
His car was like on fire, basically. Like, he had to turn off the AC. He was like getting cooling fluid out of his heat suit. They had battery issues, and yet he still zooms to the front.
Yeah, he goes right to the front.
I want that battery checked.
That is, he's won 4 out of the 6 races so far this year, and he joins NASCAR Hall of Famers Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott as the only Cup drivers to win 4 of the first 6 races in a season. Tyler Reddick is on fire. Of course, he drives for 2311 Racing, who sued NASCAR during the offseason, and now a 2311 car is dominating the first part of the season, and everybody's talking conspiracy. People around the NASCAR scene talking conspiracy. Isn't that funny? That 2311 sues NASCAR on the off season. They win. And now all of a sudden one of their cars is dominating the NASCAR scene.
So what's the conspiracy?
Is NASCAR letting 2311 win races?
Or was NASCAR trying to prevent 2311 from winning a lot of races?
And now they're kicking everybody's butt.
Now they're cruising.
So anyway,
I don't know. Apparently, Michael Jordan just has to be at the race, and good things are going to happen to Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, he's been at all 4 of his wins so far. Tyler Reddick wins yesterday at NASCAR. Brad Keselowski was second. Ryan Blaney third. Carson Hocefer was fourth, followed by Austin Cindric.
Not a single driver on my lineup in that top 5.
Me neither.
And I had 2 in the top 5 all day. 2 in the top 5 all day until the final 10. Go ahead.
If you flip the standings, those guys at the bottom of the standings, those are my guys.
Oh, no.
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba had a bad day. He had a bad pit stop and never recovered.
Yeah, he was down there like second to the last. That's me.
I had
Kyle
Bubba.
Larson.
I had Kyle.
Anyway, that's what happened in NASCAR over the weekend. People chiming in. Russ Kindig, K-Who. God.
Woo!
That's like taking a hot knife and sticking it in our Jayhawk fans this morning.
That's salty.
Whoever, at the beginning of the basketball season, here we are. If you were looking ahead to the future, Sweet 16, Kansas out, Florida out to the defending champs, Nebraska in. God. You could have got some good odds on that.
Nebraska and Iowa.
Nebraska and Iowa both in, defending national champion Florida out.
God dang.
And Kansas out. What were the odds that you would have got with that?
Also, I gotta say this. I was salty about him, and the only reason, remember when I made that whole grand, I need to watch the NC State-Texas matchup, because if NC State wins, I'm going to move them into the Sweet 16, and if Texas wins, I'm not going to have them win, even though I know they're better. That 11 seed was going to come through. Still out of spite, I didn't put Texas into the Sweet 16. Guess where they are?
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Texas is there. Tip-off times have come out, so let's get to that. The Nebraska-Iowa game, by the way, Thursday. Thursday, 6:30 has been the announced tip. And apparently it's on both TBS and True TV. Or either that or they haven't found the network yet.
They haven't probably decided which network they're going to be on.
It's showing up on both, but I'm sure that'll change once they get programming. But 6:30 tip-off will be going simultaneously with Texas and Purdue at 6:10.
Okay. So that's the next round for the Huskers Thursday against Iowa. Battle of the Corn.
It is battle for so much more now, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson. We have so much more coming up in the second half of the show, so hang in there. Okay. It's 7:29. If you'd like to chime in with us, you can on the fan line, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. Like to leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. It's Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
I'll start with everyone's favorite topic, election news this morning, as Nebraska voters may see limited choices in several statewide races this year. New candidate filings showing only a handful of people running for Attorney General, State Auditor, and Treasurer in the 2026 midterms. In fact, State Auditor Mike Foley everybody likes the job he's doing, apparently. He's currently running unopposed, while other races feature just one major party candidate per side. By contrast, though, the governor and the Senate race and Secretary of State races have drawn more competition. The filing results mean that some primary contests could offer little or no choice for voters in the primaries. Meanwhile, troopers with the Nebraska State Patrol were out and about on St. Patrick's Day weekend and made 13 DUI arrests during the St. Patrick's Day extra enforcement. The campaign ran from March 13th through the 17th and is part of a national push to curb impaired driving. In addition to the DUI arrests, troopers issued nearly 300 speeding tickets and cited drivers for violations including driving under suspension, open container, and seatbelt offenses. They also performed 145 motorist assists during the effort because the effort came during a busy stretch when troopers also responded to blizzard conditions in eastern Nebraska and wildfires on the western end of the state. It is 7:31. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, as I mentioned, Nebraska will play Iowa in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA men's basketball tournament Thursday in Houston. Tip-off will be at 6:30. Huskers got a layup with 2.2 seconds to play to beat Vanderbilt 74-72 on Saturday in Oklahoma City. The Hawkeyes took down defending national champion and number 1 seed Florida 73-72 yesterday in Tampa. Nebraska and Iowa have split 2 games this season. The Hawkeyes won 57-52 in Iowa City. Huskers won 84-75 in Lincoln. The Nebraska women's basketball team lost to Baylor 67-62 on Friday. In the second round of the NCAA tournament, Brent Prince scored a game-high 27 points for the Huskers. Nebraska ends the season 19-13. The Nebraska baseball team won 2 of 3 games at Michigan over the weekend. The Huskers are now 18-6, 5-1 in the conference. They'll play at Kansas State on Tuesday, beginning at 6. The Nebraska softball team swept Michigan State over the weekend. The Huskers are now 24-5. They're 6-0 in the conference. They'll play host to UCLA this weekend. Hastings College women's basketball team, they lost to St. Francis of Indiana 67-60 last week. In the round of 16 at the NAIA National Tournament in Sioux City, the Broncos end the season at 24-9. By the way, the semifinals of the national tournament have been set now for the women. Tonight at 6, Dordt will play Dakota State, followed by Dakota Wesleyan and Marion of Indiana at 8. The 2 winners will play for the national championship on Tuesday. Dordt beat St. Francis 83-62 on Saturday, while Dakota Wesleyan took care of Bethel 82-77. Hastings College baseball team, they lost 2 games at Morningside yesterday, 7-5 and 8-1, after sweeping Dakota Wesleyan 16-0 and 10-7 on Friday. The Broncos are now 14-11, 3-5 in the conference. They'll play host to Nebraska Wesleyan on Wednesday at 6. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 5:45. Hastings College softball team, they lost 2 games at Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday by identical scores at 3-2 in extra innings. The Broncos are now 9-10, 0-2 in the conference. They'll play at Doane on Tuesday. High school baseball over the weekend. Adams Central opened up the season with a 10-4 win on Friday over Wayne. They then played in a triangular on Saturday. They lost to Guardian Angels Central Catholic 10-9. And then beat Louisville 15-1. The Patriots will host St. Paul Palmer on Thursday. Hastings High opened up the season last week with a 4-0 loss to Norris. Tigers will play Lincoln Standing Bear today at 4:30 out of Duncan Field. We'll have the game today on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 4:15. That's a check in your sports headlines coming up on 7:35 now at Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones. A little bit of light precipitation out there this morning. We could see a little bit of rain snow mix through about the mid to late morning hours today on Monday. Other than that, mostly cloudy skies, a high in the low to mid 50s, and we'll have south-southeast winds 10 to 15, gusting to about 25 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 34 degrees. Tuesday, sunshine returns, a high in the low 70s. 48 Tuesday night with partly cloudy skies, and then 88 and sunny on Wednesday.
As you wake up, get going, we've got calm winds, cloudy skies. It is 27 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give me a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you need a team you can trust. At Jones Group Insurance in Kennesaw, they're committed to helping individuals, families, and businesses plan for today and prepare for tomorrow. From home, auto, and farm insurance to life coverage and retirement planning, the Jones Group takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that fits your future. Local service, personalized guidance, trusted protection. Call Jones Group Insurance today and experience the difference a hometown team can make.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboard and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Vronick with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. Again, thanks for joining us. Hey, speaking about the trivia game, we're up in operation now. It's a Miscue Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Mm-hmm. So now that's going to be the 4th location that you'll be able to play trivia on site in Hastings. Plus, that's the 4th site you'll be able to enjoy our sports coverage that we have. A lot of the games, you also get to listen to the games and watch the games. You can watch the games at all 4 locations now. So that'll be at Miscue Sports Bar and Grill over by Duncan Field. Also out of District 14 in West Hastings. You've been watching games here for the past couple of years at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill and at the Tank in downtown Hastings. So 4 locations now. In fact, Miscue's got 2 screens. Put those in yesterday. So stop into a Miscues this week and see our two new screens that we have at Miscues Sports Bar and Grill. Again, you can play trivia and all of our stuff that you can view on our TV channels. We'll have baseball all weekend long, all week this week. So it's a little softball at the end of the week. So stop in, have yourself a brew or two, and enjoy our coverage that we have here on Extreme Sports. So Miscues Sports Bar and Grill over by Duncan Field on Elm Street is our latest location that you can watch the excitement from Extreme Sports. So we're excited about that.
All right, checking in on the comments. Chief is up and making some notes on the Chiefs Challenge from this past weekend. Again, we'll have another quick rendition of that coming up on Thursday morning with 5 lower seeds, and see if we can pick some winners this week. We all pretty much stunk it up. Nothing like getting your ass kicked in your own Chiefs Challenge. This coming from the Chief. That's what makes March Madness fun. I think we need to start employing Riken's help for the weekend's version of the Chiefs Challenge. And another note on the Chiefs Challenge. We all three got together and collectively picked a different 12 seed. All three of us picked a different 12 seed. There was 4 12 seeds. You know, we always had that 12 over the 5.
Yeah.
We were on 3 separate 12s, and we all lost. The one we didn't pick collectively was the 12 seed that won. So
you might know.
Experts on nothing,
Oh,
including
God.
brackets.
Yeah, I think I hit one. I didn't check everybody else. I think I hit one of my 5 upsets that I gave you.
I had some stinkers.
That was tough to do, though. We weren't picking against points.
No.
We were just coming up with a outright upset win. So that was tough in the Chiefs Challenge, and we'll do it again this week, which is going to be tougher yet.
5 dogs.
You got to come up with 5 dogs in the Sweet 16.
You know, none of us are going to take Iowa. Like
I wouldn't say none of us.
I mean, I'm not taking Iowa.
So that would be 1. So we're down to 15 games, and we've got to pick 5 of them.
Can't see Texas happening. Can't see me picking Arkansas. I got 1 for Thursday. And, then we'll have to take a look at the Friday card and Friday slate and see where we're going to go. But right now, out of 4 games coming up on Thursday, I think I only found 1 that I like. So, that will be an extremely difficult Chiefs Challenge to navigate through for round 2 in the Sweet 16. But, round 1, like I said, it's all about putting your bracket together, finding, your Final Four teams, penciling those guys in, and then you got to sprinkle a little chaos, and you got to have some upsets. And I sprinkled a little chaos in my bracket, and I had plenty of upsets, and there was plenty of upsets on opening weekend. I just had the wrong ones, so that's why we are 130th.
The Chiefs Challenge, I come up with 1 win. Did you come up with any wins on the Chiefs Challenge?
I had St. Louis.
So you had 1 win. The Chief, what did he do?
He stunk it up.
He missed all 5 of his?
I think he did.
Way to go, Chief. God, he's one of the guys going in this challenge. The Chiefs Challenge to continue our blazing 5. He's the one to come up with the idea, and he stunk up the place. He missed all 5 of his.
Do we have to go to Frozen 5?
Oh, we might have to.
God.
We might have to go to the Frozen 5 for basketball.
Really, the only reason we wanted to do it was just to hear that music again, and we stunk it up so bad we're probably going to have to go Frozen 5.
God, we are bad. I might ask Riken.
Just fill it out.
Just give me 5 picks, will you? Riken's on top of our bracket challenge. If you're just joining us, Riken is a 10-year-old. God, that's embarrassing. Riken, he's pretty knowledgeable. He watches a lot of basketball. But we're being beat by a 10-year-old kid.
Well, I think I know the secret. What we need to do for the Extreme Sports staff next year. You look at the 3 of the top 4 in your standings, right? 3 in the top 4 in your standings have season tickets to Pinnacle Bank Arena to watch Nebraska. So we just need to get season tickets for me and you, and I think we're going to ascend to the top of the bracket board. That's the ticket.
You think that's the key?
I think that's the key.
The key was they went down to Oklahoma City this week.
Got some insider information.
Got some insider information. Saw the team. Viking got his picture with. God, he got his picture taken.
Just about everybody.
With like the entire team. He ran into like Price Sanford, Jacobson, and some other guy. They were coming out of the ice cream store. And he got his picture taken in Oklahoma City. They were coming out. It was near the hotel. They went out for ice cream.
Was Mike Riley coaching?
Riken ran into him at the ice cream store and got his picture taken.
Chief says Riken we got to do the...
Well, he also got his picture taken with the Nebraska cheerleaders.
Okay. Lucky guy.
Riken is a guy around town, evidently.
This is stud. He's photogenic. He's everything that we're not. Yeah.
He's probably going to walk around at school today. I'm leading the Extreme Sports Bracket Challenge.
He's going to show his friends like what the potential prize package is.
Hey, you want to go up with me to Fauner Park, hang out in a clubhouse? We can drink some soda.
Well, hell, if he's leading the bracket challenge, we might as well bring him in on Friday with Jim Sliker, have him pick some ponies out for us. I think he'd probably do better at the ponies than I had this weekend. God, that was miserable. I was a loser.
Let's hear some comments from the coaches from Saturday. Fred Hoiberg from Nebraska and Mark Byington of Vanderbilt. First of all, Freddie, he was obviously happy with the win against Vanderbilt.
My hat's off to Vanderbilt. That's a hell of a team, unbelievably well coached. Those guys play hard. They pressure. Very difficult on a one-day prep to get the game plan put in. But our guys got off to a great start. I thought that was very important. We did a good job getting our fans into the game, and then we withstood their run. They went on a big run. We knew they would at some point in the game, and as we've talked going into this tournament, if you want to advance, it's all about how you handle adversity. And our guys did a masterful job of hanging in there. Things weren't looking great, but it was still a 1 or 2 possession game. I think they got up 5 at one point, had a couple big putbacks, one by Sam, one by Rink, after not doing very much on the offensive glass all game. And then Price's play to Braden at the end of the game was just unbelievable with 9 seconds left. It's the question, do you call the timeout? But I thought we had numbers, and they all ran at Price, probably rightfully so, with what he does offensively, and he just made a great play to Braden, and then Braden did the rest. So really proud of our guys, and that last shot, man, it just took my breath away. That kid is an unbelievable player, and when that thing was up in the air, I was like, oh man, that's going in, and then hit every part of the rim. Thankfully, bounced out, and we're looking forward to next week getting the opportunity to continue to compete.
Yeah, the coach says the Huskers overcame a lot of adversity in the second half to get this win.
I thought they were very resilient, and a lot of that was, we had to battle and continue to fight. We put them in the bonus early in the half, and we just thought we were getting a little frustrated out there, and we found a way to regroup. We talked in the huddle. We still had a lead. I think it was 11-minute when we called it. There was a timeout. I said, guys, look up there. We still have a lead. Okay, we're not doing great right now. Hang in there. We'll get it going again. Changed up our defense through a little zone out there, which I think threw off their rhythm a little bit. They crushed us on the glass in the second half. We have to do a better job. Whoever we're going to play in the next round, we got to do a better job in the glass if we want to continue to play. But yeah, just really gritty effort by our guys, and thankful to continue to be able to coach these guys going into next weekend.
All right, on the other side, Vanderbilt head coach Mark Byington, he says that he studied the film from 3 recent opponents in preparation for the Huskers.
The film that we studied is obviously studying the most recent. We didn't spend a lot of time on the Troy film, but we watched Purdue from the Big Ten tournament, really analyzed that. And then the main one that we tried to replicate was their game at UCLA. I thought UCLA did a good job, especially on the defensive end. And, and then we also watched the Iowa game. That's kind of the main 3. They're hard to score against. And, I've gone against a lot of defenses, and I think I've coached 13 years as a head coach and whatever's assistant. That's a unique, really, really good defense. And early on, we kind of had trouble finding some gaps, and I thought we did a great job in the second half of finding some creases in there and be able to make plays. And, The odd thing is we're a great free throw shooting team, and tonight we weren't, and we needed one or two more. And we missed 2 box outs at the end of the game that we did a great job boxing out, and we missed 2 box outs at the end of the game. And so this is going to take a long time, for myself and this team to get over, because we know we're a good team, and we got beat by a good team. That's a really good team, and that's one of the best environments or toughest environments that I've ever coached in. It's, the fans were incredible for them, incredibly supportive and loud, and I thought our guys got down maybe 10 in the first half, but they never really changed their belief, and then we, like I said, we're a play away from being the Sweet 16, so that's hard.
Vanderbilt, they hit 10 3-pointers in the second half on Saturday after making only 10 made field goals in the entire first half.
Yeah, we watched, we did miss probably 3 or 4 open threes in the first half. That would have helped. And, there were some good opportunities there. But what we did is we watched film at halftime, and we showed the guys the looks. And sometimes it's hard to see, but I could tell they were locked in at halftime and saw the different opportunities that we can get. And it was more so just getting to the paint and finding movement after that. In the first half, we were shooting against contested shots against big bodies, and it wasn't good looks. And then the second half, we found much better looks.
All right, that's the head coach for Vanderbilt, Mark Byington, after his team lost to Nebraska on Saturday. Boy, that final shot that Vanderbilt had.
I have no idea.
Oh, man. How did that thing pop out of there?
I had no idea. That was 3/4 of the way, maybe even more. It was down. And, I don't know if it was the ghost of Chuck Norris that roundhouse kicked that thing out of there, or what was on our side. But man, to have that baby rattle in and out and pop out, and who I'm most excited for this entire tournament. Kids, coaches, obviously, right? Fan base. Kent Pavelka. Kent Pavelka deserves everything that's happening. Guy's called games since 1974 for Nebraska basketball. Been through the lowest of the lows, right? Has had to watch us get our teeth kicked in plenty of times, and to be able to get to call the excitement of March and all of these great moments for our program. Man, I'm just grinning from ear to ear watching him get all revved up and excited, and his call was on point in the in and out shot too. And I think he just has this way of describing how we as a fan base have kind of been starving for this, and you see it. You see it with the fan support on the road, which we knew if we could just get to this point, we would have great travel from our Husker fan base, and it's showing up. And it's showing up, and it was. I thought Oklahoma City all weekend long, like you mentioned it at the very beginning, just running out of beer. That was a home environment for us all weekend, and you don't play neutral site games anticipating that to be a home game, but you get that at Nebraska, and I think you're going to see that here again in the Sweet 16. I have every belief that we will have the majority of the fan base in Houston, and Houston's there. Houston is heading to Houston in their quadrant. That should be a home environment for them. If Houston can sneak out of that side, I don't know that they will. I think Illinois has, again, the best player in the country, and I like the best player in the country this time of year to have the ball in his hands, and I think Wagner is the best player in the country. So I think Illinois wins that game. But if Houston slides on that side of the bracket with us, I'll be honest. Even in Houston, I still think the Huskers will have the better fan support.
I bet tickets are going to be extremely hard to get.
I think if you're in Houston right now, you're holding on to a Sweet 16 ticket, you're about to make some money.
Well, if Houston's there, they're not going to sell the ticket. But if Houston is not there, all you got to do is dial up some Husker fans. They'll buy them. Tickets might be tough to get. if Nebraska advances past Iowa, and we're favored, and it looks like it could be a Houston, Nebraska matchup on Saturday. Tickets will be tough to get, or they're going to be going for a high dollar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they'll go, but you'll pay a pretty penny.
Yeah. So anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. It's 7:55.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, Nebraska voters might see limited choices in several statewide races this year as new candidate filings came out and show only a handful of people running for Attorney General, State Auditor, and Treasurer in the 2026 midterms. In fact, State Auditor Mike Foley currently, he's running unopposed, while other races feature just one major party candidate per side. Now, by contrast, the governor's race obviously has got a lot of attention. The Senate race has got a lot of attention. Secretary of State race, certainly with a lot of names in there. Those have drawn plenty of competition, but the filing results mean that some primary contests could offer little to no choices for the voters come May. Meanwhile, troopers with the Nebraska State Patrol made 13 DUI arrests during a St. Patrick's Day enforcement effort across the state. The campaign ran from the 13th through the 17th as part of a national curb to curb impaired driving. In addition to the DUI arrest, troopers also issued 300 speeding tickets, cited drivers for violations including driving under suspension, open container, and seatbelt offenses. They've also performed 145 motorist assists. The effort came during a busy stretch, with troopers also responding to blizzard conditions in eastern Nebraska and wildfires on the western end of the state. 3 minutes till 8 o'clock. We'll quickly go over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, the Nebraska baseball team won 2 of 3 games at Michigan over the weekend. Huskers are now 18-6, 5-1 in the conference. They'll play at Kansas State on Tuesday, beginning at 6. The Nebraska softball team swept Michigan State over the weekend. Huskers are now 24-5. They're 6-0 in the conference. They'll play host to UCLA this weekend. Hastings College baseball team lost 2 games in Morningside yesterday, 7-5 and 8-1. Broncos are now 14-11 in the season, 3-5 in the conference. They'll play host to Nebraska Wesleyan on Wednesday, beginning at 6. Hastings College softball team lost 2 games at Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday by identical scores at 3-2 in extra innings. The Broncos are now 9-10, 0-2 in the conference. They will play at Doane on Tuesday. Had some high school baseball. Adams Central beating Wayne 10-4 on Friday. They played in a triangular on Saturday, lost to Guardian Angels Central Catholic 10-9, and then beat Louisville 15-1. Patriots will host St. Paul Palmer on Thursday. Hastings High opened up the season last week with a 4-0 loss to Norris on Thursday. They're back in action today at home as they play their home opener against Lincoln Standing Bear. That game gets underway at 4:30, and we'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame at 4:15 this afternoon. Semifinals are set for the NAIA Women's National Tournament in Sioux City. Tonight at 6, Dordt will play Dakota State, followed by Dakota Wesleyan and Marion of Indiana at 8. The 2 winners will play for the national championship on Tuesday. Dordt beat St. Francis of Indiana 83-62 on Saturday, while Dakota Wesleyan took care of Bethel 82-77. That's to check in your sports headlines at 7:58 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
A little bit of light precipitation out there this morning. We could see a little bit of rain snow mix through about the mid to late morning hours today on Monday. Other than that, mostly cloudy skies, a high in the low to mid 50s, and we'll have south-southeast winds 10 to 15, gusting to about 25 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 34 degrees. Tuesday, sunshine returns, a high in the low 70s. 48 Tuesday night with partly cloudy skies, and then 88 and sunny on Wednesday.
As you wake up, get going this morning, winds are calm. Cloudy skies. It is 27 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Trouble's brewing at Elbow Bend, and somebody's about to get fleeced. This is Mick with Miletta Vista Winery announcing our mystery dinner tickets are now on sale for the Golden Fleecing, Wild West Murder Mystery. So get your tickets at Miletta Vista Winery's events page. Come dressed as your best cowboy or saloon girl garb. Enjoy a great meal, a glass or two of hooch, and help solve the crime before the night's over. But watch your back, buddy. The outlaw might be sitting at your table. The Golden Fleecing Mystery Dinner at Miletta Vista Winery, March 28th, April 18th.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
When your family feels protected under our roof, they are free to dream. And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way, American Family Insurance. Give Matthew a call at 308-389-9124 or stop in at 204 North Walnut Street in Grand Island.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you. It's Monday, the 23rd day of March for 2026. So now we got through the opening round of the NCAA basketball tournament. Now we have a couple of days to take a deep breath, get ready for the Sweet 16 on Thursday. Nebraska and Iowa gets underway at 6:30 down in Houston. So a couple of days to kind of unwind. We'll have some high school baseball, some Hastings College baseball for you between now and Thursday. So we'll get you covered here on Extreme Sports with a little baseball action for you. So
they're opening Major League Baseball Wednesday night, and then everybody else will get underway on Thursday.
So where's the opener this year?
Japan, maybe? Question mark? Not sure.
Yeah, they always play like it.
San Francisco and the Yankees.
Where at?
It's loading. Hang on. It takes a little time on a Monday to get going.
I guess I shouldn't have thrown you the curveball right coming out of the bullpen. I threw you a curveball, and you're just standing at the plate looking at it.
I don't know where the hell they're playing.
It's usually like
it's on Netflix. They're putting the game on Netflix. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's going to be in San Francisco. It's at Oracle Park.
So they're not playing across the pond this year.
Wednesday night baseball to open things off on Netflix at Oracle Park.
Probably won't see that.
What do you mean?
I don't think I have Netflix. No, I don't have Netflix. Plus, I have a game Wednesday. So, but there's 160,000 games to go for Major League Baseball, so I'll catch a game or two.
Okay.
All right, so we covered a lot today. If you'd like to go back and listen to the show again, you can go to our podcast section on one of our social media sites. Download the podcast, listen to the show at your convenience today. Make plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Huddle up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.
Thing that you need to look forward to for next year and the year